to 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikule Amosu.
Hi, warm welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. I'm Ruth Oboz again. Many thanks for joining us. Here are top stories for the day. What a country lacks in brain, they make up with guns, says Apostle Suleiman. Facebook's Zuckerberg visits Brussels in EU lobbying push. Igalo makes Manchester United history with debut against Chelsea. Gospel music sensation Priya Odede releases official video for ENQUIRY Marvelous. The details of the news will come shortly after this time out. Please join us again. The senior pastor of Omega Fire Ministries International, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, has again called on the government at all levels in Nigeria to spend their energies in building intelligence for the security architecture of the society. The man of God made the call while speaking on the State of Nation on this morning on ITV of Independent Television, Benin City. He stated that the current security architecture is in a mess, and if government must tackle it, they should focus on finding intelligent, safe solutions and not use the current use of force or silencing voices against it by imprisoning them.
What holds us together, what brings unity together is security. I can go to Lagos, I know I'm safe. I can go to Kano, I know I'm safe. All of that is tearing apart. And when what holds us together is tearing apart, then the center can no longer hold. And then we cannot say governance is, so to speak. At this point where we are in now, government needs to focus. It's not about getting thieves, jailing people. That's not our major problem. Corruption is a cancer in any leadership. But let me shock you. I've been privileged I've traveled to over 112 countries around the world. Every nation on earth stinks of corruption. I'm sorry to say, it's in America, it's in China, it's everywhere. They didn't go about making that a priority. They went for security. If you do anything in America, give them 24 hours, they'll catch you. Yeah. Intel, not guns, not bullets. Intel. There'll be strong intelligence. Let's invest on Intel. You know, the government, I'm saying there's a lot of confusion. You talk, they come after. You talk, and when they come after people, they make them popular. Years ago, I didn't know Kano, the Biafra man. Who knows the revolution man? When you go for these guys, you make them popular, you give them a leverage, and they start a movement. So you are actually prescribing a cure that's more dangerous than the disease. What we need is intelligence. If somebody comes up and say, I'm going to tear this country down, I'm going to do this, mark him with intelligence. Put close marking. Let people track his phone. Let them track his communication gadgets. Let them do all that. Put people on him permanently. Not bringing guns. You know, what a country lacks in brain, they make up with guns. So that's exactly what is happening now. So we have a country, we are in a situation in our country now where security is in a mess, big mess. And someone said, every nation where insecurity abounds for 24 hours, the government of that nation either knows about it, knows who knows about it, or they are docile about it.
The Restoration Apostle, as he's been referred to, also commended the plans for the emergence of regional security outfits in the various geopolitical zones of the country. He said anything that will make the security of the nation more formidable should be applauded. He, however, stated that the outfits must be regulated so they are not used as machineries to propagate personal ideologies and nationalistic tendencies. More details on the Apostle's view on other sectors of the nation will be aired in our subsequent bulletins. In another news, gospel music sensation Priye Odede releases official video for ENQUIRY Marvelous. International multi-award-winning gospel singer Minister Priye Odede has released his new thanks-filled single titled ENQUIRY, meaning marvelous. This follows the release of Done Me Well featuring Tim Godfrey at the end of 2019. The gospel music sensation Priye uses the power of language in his expression as he adapts the Efik dialect of South Nigeria to give intensity to his theme, tone and overall outlook on the new single. After several experiences at the end of 2019, it is only right that the multiple award-winning gospel singer comes with a song of gratitude. ENQUIRY, translated marvelous from the Efe language, is Minister Priye's befitting response to the many wonderful experiences of God in his life. Not only does Priye expresses himself with language, the instrumentation also adapts the traditional folk music peculiar to the South. The use of Pidgin English also aided the peculiarity in the significant measure. He was at the Experience 2019 concert with spirit-stirring ministration of his hit songs Oshimiri Atata and Ibizina. ENQUIRY is released from the stable of Script Music and it was produced by Correct Sound and Fun Clef. Lastly, from the local scene, matriculation in tertiary institutions, a prerequisite for academic excellence. To begin every academic year in all tertiary institutions, it is necessary to induct, initiate, and officially welcome the newly admitted student through an event called matriculation. The matriculation is also a means of identification because it serves as an avenue for the students to take their matriculation oaths and obtain their matriculation numbers that is paramount for their academic pursuit. On the ground of matriculation, two tertiary institutions located in Esako West local government area of Edo State had their matriculation ceremony on Friday, the 14th of February 2020. The Federal Polytechnic of Auchi and Edo State University, Iyamo, respectively. The Federal Polytechnic of Auchi is one of the first four polytechnics in Nigeria, founded in 1963. First as a technical college and later in 1973 as a polytechnic, with Dr. Momodu Sani Sujima as her present rector, having its 57th annual matriculation ceremony this year, 2020. On the other hand, the Edo State University Iyamo, a state government-owned tertiary institution running with the vision of becoming a center of excellence in quality teaching, research, innovations, and community development, with Professor E.O. Aluyom as the present acting vice-chancellor, was founded in 2016, making this her fifth annual matriculation. At the matriculation venue during the orientation session held at the school auditorium, the rector and vice chancellor of the schools welcomed all her new intakes respectively, following with parents, families, and friends coming to celebrate with their children. The matriculation of over 5,000 students was colorful with different photo stands, different unions, and campus fellowships having their stands also around the Auchi Polytechnic Sport Complex, distributing handbills, singing and dancing, welcoming these new students and inviting them to be part of their social and religious groups. Next to come on News Desk, Facebook's Zuckerberg visit Brussels in EU lobbying push. The details of the news will come on Foreign Scene after this time out. Please join us again. Welcome back. Facebook head Mark Zuckerberg was expected in Brussels on Monday to lobby top European officials who have become the world's toughest enforcers on regulating big tech. The founder of the world's biggest social network, which also owns Instagram and WhatsApp, comes to EU headquarters just as Brussels is set to unveil a highly anticipated strategy to regulate artificial intelligence. His visit comes on the heels of similar meetings by Google boss Sundar Pichai, who in January called on Brussels to tread carefully in regulating AI. An EU spokesman on Monday said Zuckerberg would discuss the digital agenda with European Commission Executive Vice President Margaret Vestager and Commissioner Thierry Breton. European Commission Vice President Vera Jourova, meanwhile, intends to raise issues related to the protection of democracy and fundamental rights, free and fair elections, the fight against disinformation, including the transparency of political advertising, the spokesman added. However, in an editorial ahead of the visit, Zuckerberg wrote that his company now firmly backed deeper regulation for big tech, a change of heart that came after the Cambridge Analytica data scandal. Away from that, Venezuela suspends Portuguese airline TAP for 90 days. Venezuela said it has suspended Portuguese airline TAP for 3 months after accusing it of allowing a relative of opposition leader Joan Guaido to travel with explosives. TAP is one of the few foreign airlines still operating flights to and fro Venezuela. Joan Musk, Guaido's uncle, was arrested upon returning to Venezuela alongside the parliament speaker last week, accused of having explosives hidden in various objects in his luggage. Announcing the suspension of TAP for serious irregularities, Transport Minister Hipólito Cabral said it could become a permanent ban. Mark's lawyers have dismissed the case against him as a vile setup. Guaido flouted a travel ban imposed by the regime of President Nicolas Maduro to spend 3 weeks visiting allies in Colombia, Europe, and North America. The parliament speaker, who a year ago proclaimed himself acting president in a direct challenge to Maduro that quickly garnered the support of more than 50 countries, returned to Venezuela on February 11th aboard a TAP flight from Portugal. But when Guaido left the airport amidst a mail of jostling supporters and opponents, his uncle was detained. Maduro's government also accuses TAP of hiding Guaido's name from the official passenger list and using a false identity for him. Last Friday, Portugal said it was launching an investigation into the alleged security failure on a flight from Lisbon to Caracas. Venezuela's government is subject to harsh sanctions imposed by the United States and European Union, key Guaido's allies. On business, NNPC oil majors disbursed $360 million for Ogoni cleanup. The details of the news will be after this timeout. Please join us again. And welcome back. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation and its joint venture partners have disbursed $360 million towards the Ogoni land cleanup project as recommended by the United Nations Environment Program. The group managing director, NNPC Malam Melekeri, disclosed this during a presentation to the House of Representatives Committee on Environment and Habitat at the National Assembly Complex in Abuja on Monday. according to a statement by the corporation. The JV partners are Shell Petroleum Development Company, Total Exploration and Production of Nigeria, and Nigerian Ajub Oil Company. INQUIRY, who was represented by the NNPC Chief Operating Officer Upstream, Mr. Roland Ewobare, said funding was not a challenge for the Ogoni land cleanup project. He said Ogoni cleanup is a massive issue and the NNPC and its JV partners are ready to fund the project as prescribed by the UNEP project. We have so far disbursed $360 million out of the $900 million recommended. The disbursement was based on the standard set, which required that we release funds based on the implementation parameters of the cleanup exercise. Away from that, Central Bank of Nigeria firms moved to establish milk processing plants. The Central Bank of Nigeria on Monday, CBN, started the process of assisting dairy companies to set up milk processing plants in the Federal Capital Territory. The move is coming barely 1 week after the Apex Bank gave approval to 6 dairy companies to import milk into the country. Speaking when he led a delegation of stakeholders to a meeting with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Bello, the CBN Governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, requested the minister to provide land to dairy companies that would want to set up processing plants in Abuja. The governor was accompanied to the meeting by top executives of 3 dairy companies, First Land, Capina, Wamco, Nestle, and L&Z Integrated Farms. He told the minister that by providing land for milk processing firms within the Federal Capital Territory, it would support the efforts of government in bridging the supply gap of the product. He said also that currently the government, through the CBN, was pursuing its backward integration strategy to make the country self-sufficient in milk production. Based on government official statistics, Nigeria's current milk production stands at about 500,000 metric tons per year. Emefiele explained that the objective of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, in that sector was to increase milk production in the company from the current figure of 500,000 metric tons to about 550,000 metric tons within the next 12 months. Coming up next is sport news, and when we come back, we shall take a look at Ighalo debuting his first appearance with Manchester United. The details will come after this. Please stay with us.
Ancient powers from the ancient god comes to Toronto, Canada.
Please take a minute. This is good news coming. You don't want to miss all God has outlined for you this year, 2020. I'll be coming to Toronto, Canada for outburst of God's grace and glory. We're going to be gathering at the feet of the Master to eat from his table, spreading our hands to receive his blessings, touching our lives, moving us from one level of glory to another.
3rd and 4th March 2020 by 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. daily, live at Toronto Grand Convention Center, number 30, Baywood Road, Toronto, Canada. For inquiries, please call +164 7385 9871 or +164 7909 0842.
Is a year of greater grace, greater glory, greater works. I see you there.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying there. On sport, Ighalo makes Manchester United history with debut against Chelsea. The ex-Nigeria international made his Red Devils bow against Frank Lampard's men following his cameo appearance at Stamford Bridge. Odion Ighalo has become the first Nigerian to play for Manchester United following his debut against Chelsea. With Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's leading 2-0 in Stamford Bridge, Ighalo was introduced as a 90th minute substitute for Anthony Martial. The ex-international made his way back to the Premier League, having joined the Red Devils from Shanghai Shenhua on a 6-month deal. The move came to reality owing to Marcus Rashford's back injury, which will rule him out for 3 months. In the process, he became the 200th player to make an appearance for United in the Premier League and the first Nigerian to do so. Congratulations, Ighalo. We hope to see more persons on making history. Now, away from that story, Mikel suspended for Besiktas clash. Trabzonspor midfielder Mikel Obi will miss Saturday's Turkish Super League clash against Besiktas at Vodafone Arena through suspension. Mikel has been in good form of late for Trabzonspor, but bagged his 4th yellow card of the season in the 90th minute of Sunday's 2-1 win over Sivasspor, which makes him ineligible for their trip against Besiktas. The 31-year-old had earlier in the season been cautioned against Besiktas, Kato Rizespor and Kanyaspor. An altercation off the ball with Sivasspor midfielder Matt Hakan Yanders saw referee Cornet Kaki caution the Nigerian. The game was Mikel's 16th appearance for Trabzonspor this season, but he is yet to score a goal nor provide an assist. The former Chelsea star will return to the Trabzonspor side for their home clash against Rizespor at the Ogoni Stadium on February 29th. However, Trabzonspor, currently on a 6-games winning streak, lead the Turkish Super League with 44 points from 21 games and are at a point higher or ahead of second place Istanbul Başakşehir with a game in hand. Now, that's the size of the news today on Celebration Television News Desk. Many thanks for joining us, but in case you just joined us or you missed out on any of the news stories, here is a recap of our top stories again. What a country lacks in brain, they make up with guns, says Apostle Suleiman. Facebook's Zuckerberg visited Brussels in EU lobbying push. Ighalo makes Manchester United history with debut against Chelsea. Gospel music sensation Priye Odede releases official video for ENQUIRY. Marvelous. Please be afraid on our social media platforms: on Facebook, Celebration TV; on Instagram, My Celebration TV; on Twitter at My Celebration TV; on YouTube, Celebration TV. I am Ruth Obozigan. Thank you so much for your time with us on TV today, and have a lovely Tuesday ahead. Bye for now.